Hello everybody! In this video we're going to be continuing the gameplay review series. Let's get into the matches. Alright, so the first match I'm going to be looking at is from my loyal viewer Nittie. This was apparently during a tournament competition, and let's see how this goes. So Nittie is a Geisha here. Looks like Nittie was facing Eden at the time. Very, very top team there. Very, very scary team. I can't remember. I don't believe this was the team that I faced when I was in ICL, but another very, very top team. I believe they defeated Arachna at one point. So very, very high skill team. So Nittie made their way basically all the way around the whole map without finding a target. This is a very difficult start. This is not really what you want to see. But eventually, let's see, you're gonna have to chase this survivor, yeah. And now this is where things get really tricky because Geisha has a really tough time with pallet looping. And let's see that again. So you end up swinging through this pallet and they end up just running right through it. I think really what you should be doing there is if you're going to swing, you should swing to the side a bit, and that will give you a greater chance of being able to hit the survivor, I feel. Nice terror shock. Let's see that terror shock again. Oh, excellent attack there. That's huge. That went from a not so great start to a fantastic start. Now, the tough thing here is the psychologist has a full passive ability. So that's the tough thing about rescuing. When a psychologist gets rescued with the passive is that it'll take 2 more hits if the user doesn't have tide to be able to get that back again. But let's see how you do here. Mercenary takes a hit. And, ooh, this is a very complicated interaction. Let's look at that again. So Priestess makes an escape portal, Mert gets hit once, does the rescue. There's so much coordination here coming from the survivors. You end up getting this hit here. Oh, and the Seer Owl was too late. So that was the plan. So the Seer Owl was supposed to be able to get the psychologist all the way to the portals. And if that would have happened, you would have actually been in a really tough spot because world portals here. Okay, that's a nice world portal right there. But you do have teleport, so that prevented you from losing this chase. Again, a full passive, so maybe a seer does a rescue or something. I mean, it's a Geisha, which means that really anybody can rescue. That shouldn't be an issue. I think the whole thing here is that there are 4 ciphers remaining, but you're kind of in a tough position here because undoubtedly there's going to be a lot of decoding that's going on at the same time, but also that passive ability is healing off the psychologist's damage, which is very tough. Nice hit there. See, that's what I'm talking about, hitting through the side of the pallets. That actually helped you out a lot. You have to be careful with that, though, that you don't bonk on the pallet. Again, maybe overextending on a few of these swings. Charge attacks, in my experience with Geisha, don't usually work very well. Let's see that again. This survivor drops this pallet. You get a nice butterfly there. That was a very nice butterfly. But you end up downing the psychologist, and the psychologist will be defeated here. Now at this point, what you need to do is you need to purely focus on cipher disruption. That is number 1 at the moment. No, don't get distracted with the priestess. There's literally nothing here. So this survivor literally benefits you nothing by going through this chase. Once you're at 2 ciphers remaining and there's 3 ciphers left, this is the typical stage of the game where you focus purely on cipher disruption. That's pretty much the number 1 thing at the moment. So what you should do is you should use your teleport and get onto one of the ciphers, not doing this chase. Again, this is a pallet loopy area. Not a great chase area, especially against a priestess. you really should not be taking this unless you need a tie. But looking at the stats on the bottom, it looks like this is round 1, and looks like the survivors on your team got eliminated, which means that you really need that 4K. So in this scenario, first of all, I would have considered maybe picking a hunter. Like, I know Nittie played Sculptor at one point. That would have been a nice pick there because Sculptor is able to 4K and Geisha tends to be more of a tie. But again, that's kind of more of a personal preference thing. And you'll get used to kind of figuring out what works and what doesn't the more you play. But at this point, your biggest concern is making sure that Survivor doesn't get the dungeon there. And the Priestess is there. This is when I would start getting kind of scared that the dungeon's about to open. Oh, when they escape, is this going to be a loss or a tie? And you do a good job and hit the tie right there. Okay. So just a few things in the match, but overall this was a very solid game. There's just a few things like maybe studying the spawn points a little more so you can find a quicker chase, and a few other smaller things. But now we're going to move on to some Ripper gameplay. So this is in Red Church. Red Church is kind of Ripper's best map, I think, because of all the walls that you're able to hit through. The thing about this is sometimes there are a few windows you have to vault, but generally I think the positives outweigh the negatives here. Interesting choice not to go for the Foggy. Never mind, you went for the Foggy. Oh, and you get the Terror Shock. Let's see that again. Foggy, Stun, Terror Shock. That is very much the setup you want to see. Love to see it. And now what you're going to do is take the Prospector to the chair. You're probably going to want to set them towards more Middle Broken area. I probably would have went to Middle Broken so that I could maybe try to be closer to a Survivor Cypher. Actually, is someone decoding Wedding? I forgot what my spawn point was. I'm all disoriented. No, nobody's here. Nobody's even close to here. Are they even rescuing? Ooh, that's an instructive move. Don't do this teleport. No, 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 no. If you're given a fast down, you camp that sucker. That's what you got to do. I mean, you were essentially given a free first down and then you didn't exploit it. Now, while this isn't the worst thing in the world and you can't recover from it, it gives the survivors more counterplay, which is the last thing you want if you're ahead. So just keep that in mind. You really want to camp that first down if you get it early. And you missed the Foggy there. That was actually a pretty critical Foggy, I think. Because now this prisoner... Never mind. I thought that was enough to get to Graveyard, but I guess not. Wait. No, if you would have charge attacked earlier there, that wouldn't have happened. You used a short attack there, but a charge attack probably would have worked. Oh man, you're getting kind of pallet stunned here. None of this had to happen. All you had to do was camp the first down, especially because none of these survivors will be able to rescue. So that will make... Ooh, that was a good hit there. That was a good hit there. So you end up going to the side and swinging so that no matter if the survivor dropped it or didn't drop it, one of them was going to hit. So that was at least good. Again, you're in a really kind of relatively balanced position, I would say. Like, it's not great, but it's not awful either. But this should have been an overwhelming victory after that start with the early Terror Shock. But another tough thing about Ripper is that it does actually take a lot to be able to pull a significant advantage. So, just a few things to pay attention for. Ooh, and you missed the Foggy. As a Ripper main, you can't really miss those Foggies on the camp like that. You gotta be able to hit those. I can't give much more insight than that, as I'm not actually a Ripper main as to like specific tips on how to hit the Foggies or how to think about going about that. All I know is that Foggies like that are really key to hitting, and especially because Ripper is such a punishing hunter. If you miss one of those Foggies, you're going to be put in a really, really tough position because the cooldown is just so dang long. So anyways, see, you're at 1 cipher remaining. None of this had to happen, but again, not the worst thing in the world. You hit the prospector there, but of course you're going to want the prisoner there. Oh, this is the tough part about harassment from a prospector as Ripper, is that he's just going to keep removing you out of your invisibility. So, oh man, you're just getting harassed by these survivors. This is very tough for you. But you need to be able to get this hit on the survivor here. Okay, you remove the connection. That's alright. Love to see it. And you're gonna probably get this hit here. Yep. And your Foggy Blade comes back just in time. Nice job there. So that was an important moment. Try to get a regular swing before the Foggy Blade comes back so you can have an easy follow-up. Now the tough thing here is that you've lost your Dead on Chair survivor. I don't know how I feel about that Foggy there. The bees were there and could have body blocked the Foggy no matter how it went. I really think that Acrobat probably should have used the Slow Bomb instead of the, what is that, Ice one? Because that really didn't help at all. But if you use the slow one, maybe that entomologist would have been able to hit that pallet there. A good thing here is chairing on the last cipher. Love to see that. Let's see what you do from here. So this is Acrobat here, actually. You kind of need that connection broken. This is a very, very close cipher to popping, and I'm assuming you don't run trump card, because that would make no sense on Ripper unless you were doing a blink build, which actually does happen sometimes. Maybe that could be something you could check out, is Ripper blink builds, because I have seen those occasionally. Let's see what you do here. Prospector, harassing with some magnets. Nice job with the double stuff. Good stuff there. Now from here, that cipher is almost primed. What you can do here is, after that chair goes away, you pretty much should just slug all the survivors there. I don't think you should risk letting one of them get up. This is a very risky move here. Yeah, prisoner has a stun. Again with the double hit in the Foggy. So one of the survivors was hit by the regular attack, one of them by the Foggy, and that's how you hit more than one survivor with the Ripper. Now, there's a good chance one of them stands up. What I would be doing here is I would just slug all 3 of them, because that cipher is so close to popping. If one of them stands up, then there's a decent chance that survivors might even be able to turn it into a tie. Or at least I would camp these 2. At least until the prospector chair runs out. Not exactly sure what this is. That was a very interesting attack. Yeah, see, that is a hole primed. Okay, teleport to the chair. You need to teleport to the chair. And you don't teleport to the chair. I wonder why. Okay, you hit the prisoner there. Prospector is in the area. Neither of them have self-heal now, so you can just chase the prospector. And there's a surrender. Overall, nice gameplay. There's just a few tips that I would give you, but overall, you're on your way to becoming a top hunter. Thank you all so much for watching this video. If you're interested in sending in your own gameplay, make sure to send some gameplay in to this email right here, and I'll make sure to do that in a future video for y'all. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe to this channel for more content like this, and I will see you all next time. Bye-bye, everybody.